Maharaji, I have a question from retired satsangis in California. A husband and wife have the same question, and I will read, if with your permission, the question from the husband and then the question from the wife. The husband asks, if we have no free will, why do we have such heavy karmic load to pay? And then the wife asks, why do we have to suffer for acts committed when we have no free will to commit that act?
We have to suffer because we have no free will. We act because we have no free will. Suffering also is not due to free will. Sowing seed is also not due to free will. You see, if soul is an essence of that divine ocean, divine Lord, it's always yearning to go back to the Father. It has no other attachment but the Lord. It is due to the association of the mind that its tendency is towards this creation. Temptation is towards this creation. So mind starts dominating on the soul. And mind is dominated by this. So mind do all this crime, all these acts, and soul has to suffer for it. It's the Lord's design to run this play. That is why mystics called it play. That is his design, his play, his creation. If we analyze it right from the beginning, we have no free will to be part of this creation. We were never consulted at the time of separating ourselves from the Father and becoming a part of this creation. We have been sent from there to this creation. We have been forced to take the association of the mind. And now we have come helpless. And now we have to pay due to the, attachment of our mind to this creation. So right from the beginning, we have no free will at all. We cannot select our parents. We cannot select our environments. We cannot select our schooling, our friends, our childhood environment in which we have been brought up, the way our mind is conditioned to think, to act. All our actions are according. And then we have to suffer for that. So even for suffering, we have no free will. Even for sowing seed, I say we have no free will. And now even for going back to the Father, we have no free will. Unless He pulls us from there, unless He puts that seed of love and devotion in us and pulls us from within and gives us the ways and means to reach Him, we cannot go back even to Him. Even that is also in His hand. So even in that, we have no free will. This is our free will. It's very difficult for us to understand and analyze this at this level. He knows best who has created this creation, who has made these laws and bylaws, how this creation is to continue, why this creation is to continue, why we have to go through all this suffering, all through misery. There's no answer to these questions at all. No matter how much you think, how much you try to understand, we will not be able to solve these questions at all. Because everything is in His hand.
Maharaji, may I ask a question?
Please, please.
A number of years ago, I read a newsletter which had a letter in it that a disciple had written to you and that you had given permission to be published in the newsletter. What my question is about what this letter spoke of. It was a person describing their internal experiences, and some of them were very beautiful and some were very unusual. And one of the things that the person said was that she was shown the method of human birth. And I wondered, from a spiritual standpoint of view, what is the method of human birth? That's my first question.
Message of human birth?
The method.
Message.
The method, the way in which human birth occurs from a spiritual standpoint.
Method. Unless, sister, I read the letter and read the letter to which that answer has been given, I can't analyze all that.
The other question I have is that in the letter, the person says that each of the Satsangi's soul is connected to the inner master as if by a string. And that when the master wants the disciple to progress on the path, that he pulls this string and that the disciple starts to progress. I wonder what determines which disciple then will be pulled to progress on the path.
That is all in his hand. Everybody has individual karmas. You can't generalize these things. When any soul is initiated, the master takes control, or say the string of that person's in his hand. He becomes responsible to take that soul back to the level of the Father. He only lets that soul go astray as long as he wants that soul to go astray. When he wants to pull it back, it won't take him any time to pull that soul back.
And lastly, I want to say that I'm very pleased to see Professor here. I thought he had retired. And it was very nice.
I don't know the definition of retiring. In our institution, there's only one retirement. There are no two retirements. And that retirement everybody notices. We don't have to inform anybody.
I hope I have an early retirement someday. And thank you.
And that retirement is not in our hand, that is in his hand. So till then, we are all puppets in his hand.
And thank you to the management for everything that they have done.
Oh, you're most welcome. Most welcome.
Thank you, son.
Maharaji, you mentioned the suffering that's preordained. What about the influence of attitude to mitigate or reduce or modify the suffering?
It depends a lot in the attitude. You see, we cannot change events of our life.
But we can change our attitude, which has to face those events of trouble or events of life. We can adjust to those events of life. Happiness lies in adjusting to the events of life. Events of life are not going to adjust according to our likings. They will go on in the same circle. And we have to go on changing according to the change. That is the only safety we can have to keep the balance. I often give an example. Now look at the weather. Winter comes, summer comes. We cannot stop the cycle of winter and summer. In winter, it becomes very, very cold. But if we have warm clothes, heater, so many other things to keep us warm, winter will pass. I will be happy to face the winter. And when the summer comes, it becomes very, very warm. Temperature rises very high. But if we adjust according to the weather, we have air conditioner, or ice in the room, or so many other things you see, which makes us comfortable, and even in such warm weather, the summer will pass. Now we cannot change the weather, cycle of weather, But we have adjusted according to the events of the weather. So it depends upon our attitude to the events. And this attitude we can only change by meditation. Meditation makes our willpower very strong. And we can go through ups and downs of our life without losing much of our balance. But we cannot change the ups and downs of our life. They have to come and go.
Thank you. Is there a karmic amount to be assigned for pain? For example, if you go through an event and you change your attitude, is there a karma for a particular amount of suffering, or does the attitude eliminate the karma for the pain?
Attitude definitely eliminates that intensity of pain. It may become a pinprick.
Just by change of attitude?
Yes. Attitude is the main thing. I give you a little example. If somebody's relation dies, the one who is attached too much to the person, he makes the life and death question. That is death. Other person accepts his will and take it easy. In both cases, the person has died. One has accepted the facts and have adjusted according to the events of life. Other person has refused to accept the facts, doesn't want to adjust to the situation. He is the one to suffer.
So the mind can assist an individual.
Mind assists a lot. Mind suffers, mind helps us to face the suffering and to eliminate the suffering. And mind can only be subdued by meditation, can only be trained by meditation. Only meditation can make our mind create strong willpower in our mind.
First, a friend of mine living in London has said me to thank you for your grace. Second, my question is the time destined when our desires, our attachment leave us?
No, a lot depends upon us also. We have to train our mind to detach from those desires by giving time to meditation, by coloring our mind in Shabad and Naam, dyeing our mind in Shabad and Naam, by changing the tendency of the mind inward and upward.
Maharaji, I have passed a dry period, a bad period, those last months. So sometimes I lose heart, I lose my balance. So please help me.
Brother, we all go through such cycles. You see, sun rises every day in the morning. Sometimes to see it, sometimes you don't see the sun at all. Sometimes to relish the warmth of the sun, sometimes you can't stand the warmth of that sun. It becomes the heat. And sometimes cloud comes. Sometimes absolutely it becomes dark due to thick black clouds. In spite of that, sun is there at the back. So due to our past karmas, we have to pass through so many thick layers of our karmas. But we shouldn't lose balance. We should have faith in Him and try to face it as it comes.
Thank you. Maharaji?
Yes.
This is a question from my brother. He's not initiate, but he has faith in the master. One day, when he was praying, he received inside 5 names, and he wants to know if this name came from the positive or from the negative power.
Is he Satsangi?
No, he's not Satsangi.
And what has she to do with the names?
What?
What has she to do with these names when she's not Satsangi?
Uh, he wants to meditate.
How does she know the names?
How? I'm sorry, because my English is not very good.
Because you say she is not Satsangi.
Yes.
She doesn't know the technique of even doing meditation.
No.
The names won't help her at all in any way.
Okay, thank you.
It's not the names which helps us. It is the person who has given us the names who is supporting us. A bullet, if comes through the gun, it's effective. If you throw it with the hand, it has no effect at all. It is the same bullet. That is why Christ said, my Father has stamped me, that he has authorized me to put you on the path, to share this spirituality. That stamp is very essential. You see, now, judge also has the same qualification. A liar also has the same qualification. Only judgment of the judge will be held. A liar writes 100 judgments. Nobody bothers about the judgment. He is not authorized to give the judgment. He has not been appointed to give the judgment. He may be knowing how to write a judgment. That's not the question.
Thank you.
Hello, Maharaj. I have a question about meditation, and sometimes I can't visualize the form of the master, and also there are times when I can't feel the presence of the master. Is it all right at those times to just make believe that the master is there? And yes,
Brother, we should always give ourselves the feeling that we are doing similar in the presence of the master within. He is always there, and we should have the feeling that he is always there. And keeping him there, we should do the same.
so I think I've got it. It just whether sometimes it doesn't feel like he is there, and it sounds like what you're saying is that it's all right to believe to even just make up in your mind that he is there. Is that correct? Good. Thank you very much.
Maharaji, as a seeker, what advice do you have for practicing meditation as regards to the positive and the negative sides?
Meditation has no negative effect at all. I don't know what is your definition of negative.
Well, at times when you sit for meditation, being a seeker, you can only go with the basic concept of the theory. Because with a saying Satsang, you have the 5 names. With a seeker, you don't get the 5 names until you've been initiated. But as a Westerner, I find meditation new and wonder what's the best advice for a seeker.
Well, brother, by meditation, we don't mean meditation by a seeker.
Right.
Meditation, we mean one who has been initiated. That is meditation.
Right.
And its effect is always positive. He feels the bliss and peace within himself. He feels himself aloof from others. He starts feeling detached from others. He starts feeling contentment within himself. These are the effects of meditation. Then there are so many experiences of meditation.
Thank you.
By meditation, we don't mean by non-initiate. I always advise them that they should try to read books, attend meetings, make as much inquiry as possible. Even if they spend 10 and 20 years satisfying themselves, it's not time lost, it's time gained. They're trying to build on a rock, not on a sand. Foundation should always be very, very strong. A real meditation starts after initiation. Otherwise, any exercise towards meditation is okay. But that you can't call it a meditation.
Thank you.
Maharaji Master, in a story you gave us a while in one of the editions, you mentioned the drowning disciple and how he had to refused the help of his guru's guru.
Probably it is by professor. Anyway,
Or
it is by Swamiji in some books, in his book.
anyway, then he had to wait for his help from his own guru.
That's right.
But you also teach us that all gurus are one.
Yes.
I don't understand why he had to wait.
Because all gurus are one. Once he knows his own guru, then they all become one for him.
So why couldn't he take the help of his guru's guru?
How does he know that he is his guru's guru or who he is? He will only recognize guru's guru through his own master.
All right.
Otherwise, how does he know which entity can claim anything from him?
So he didn't recognize the guru's guru as being the person he thought he
See,
should.
his association is only with his own guru.
Thank you.
And even if he wants to know his predecessors, he has to know them through his own guru, not independent of his own guru. How would he know about them without his own guru? His faith is first in his own guru.
Thank you, Master.
Master, I've heard it said that there are over 1 million disciples, over 1 million Satsangis in the world today. My question is, why has the Father been so merciful, so kind to us today? Why are we so lucky?
You can ask the Father.
I thought I was asking him.
Are you jealous of your brothers or what?
I'm very grateful, Master.
Then let us be grateful to him. He knows best his job. We can't question him. I don't know about 1 million, but still there are a lot of satsangis.
Thank you, Master.
Maharaji, I'm a seeker. If I had to initiate in my own country,
Because we have ways and means to initiate people there.
so I'm sure that you don't have any problem to reach me. But what happened to if my blocks and mental, emotional, physical block that I doubt that I'm capable of receiving you.
You should capable of
My question is if I had to initiate in my country, then I'm sure that you don't have any problem to reach me.
Yes?
But because of my physical, mental, or emotional blocks, that I doubt that I'm capable of receiving you. But if I can receive you, then without your physical contact, then can I receive other dead masters or God directly?
Because your master is still in the flesh. Other masters are not in the flesh at a time. That's the only difference.
Uh-huh. And my one other question is, once the soul is marked, then is there any matter of which living masters? And is there any true living masters in the same time?
If you are marked for a particular master. You will automatically be drawn to that particular master.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.